What's up, everybody? Peter McKinnon here, and welcome back to yet another 2-Minute Tuesday. It's so good to have you here and see all of your smiling faces. Today, we're talking boots. Yeah, it, we're doing it. That's 2025, Pete. We're talking boots. So I was trying to think of like a thread. Like, how do I make this about photography, travels, and adventures? There's no thread at all, but we're gonna dive in. I feel like everybody should have a good pair of boots. So let's throw 2 minutes on the clock. Today we're talking about 3 Red Wing Iron Rangers, these vintage logger boots that I have, and a vintage pair of, they're kind of like cowboy boots, but not really, but they're all Red Wing. Now, these guys have been around forever, specifically founded in like 1905 by a dude named Charles. That's 120 years ago. Boots are primarily handmade in the USA, and the materials are also sourced from the USA. But their most infamous boot is the Iron Ranger, and that was first made in 1922, originally built for the iron miners in Minnesota who were called the Iron Rangers. That is so sick. They even developed the first steel toe work boot in 1934, and that established the industry standard. And to this day, 100 years later, they're still doing the same thing. Pretty cool. I gotta be careful under the bunker. This is the Red Wing Iron Rangers, one of the most classic American boots that you can get. I tied these laces up in November and haven't untied them since. They're like slip-ons now. These right here, these boots have been everywhere. I'm a very nostalgic person, so the longer I use something and the more wear it gets, the more I get attached to it. Then I look at the item beyond that of just simply an item. It's like a companion. It's something that has traveled with me. The very journey itself is shown on the boots physically. I keep boot trees in them when I'm not wearing them. That's this cedar looking funny thing, but it keeps the shape, it keeps odor out, keeps them fresher, makes your boots last longer, and it keeps this part of the toe from sinking down and looking like a clown shoe. They wear so good. When you first get them, they're a little stiff and you're gonna be like, these suck, dude. Like, my feet have never hurt more. Stick with it, give it like 2 weeks. Then you will just absolutely love it. It's like butter. When I put my feet back in these, they sink down into like the divots my foot has made in the leather footbed, and it's heavenly. I would be so sad if I lost these boots. I will get these resold time and time and time again. You can send them off to a cobbler and literally have them remade. 10 out of 10. This isn't even, this should be sponsored. It's not. Gosh, these are great. You can't get these anymore. They're kind of like cowboy boots, but like more of like a roper boot. A roper boot is like a cowboy boot with a short heel. You're not gonna see that like famous cowboy kind of stitch design on the toe. It's just gonna have that vamp that goes right into the shaft here. But look at the leather on these. These are vintage Red Wing, they're called Picos. I think that's how you pronounce it. Now, the one thing with the boot like this is you gotta wear a boot cut jean. You gotta wear a baggier pant. You cannot stuff these under skinny jeans because then you just look like a snake that ate a raccoon. Nobody wants that. But you need a good pair of boots if you're going out. You're gonna dress up a little bit. You don't wanna wear the Iron Rangers because you just hiked across the mountain range with your camera and your bag. You throw on your Picos. It's gonna class things up a little bit. Now, Red Wing don't make these anymore, but they make other boots similar to these. You can also just find them if you do a little bit of an internet search. People are still selling them. I got these on eBay, which brings me to the next pair of boots. Oh, I am so stoked on these. These are the Red Wing 4418 Logger Lineman Steel Toe Boots. I don't even know what year they're from. I got these on eBay. I was looking for a logger boot and I saw some comment from a hater actually on a Red Wing post that was like, the last good pair of boots that you made were the 4418s. So I Googled 4418s and I found this pair of 4418s on eBay. They're quilted, they're warm, they're steel toe, the vintage yellow laces. Oh my gosh, I'm obsessed with that. Look at these. That is reason alone to own this boot. And it's just got such a great silhouette. That big thick heel there is for keeping stability when you are working uphill. So I guess if you're logging, you're in the forest, that's gonna keep you stabilized on more uneven terrain. Steel toe as well because it's a work boot, but they're heavy. You even got the old vintage Red Wing stamp there. So like anything else, I love a good story. So I bought these, they were like $100, great value. They arrived, they fit, elated, so stoked. So I went back on eBay and I actually messaged the seller and was like, hey there, got the boots, everything's great. Can you tell me a little bit about them? Like, where were they? Like, what did you used to work in them? Like, how long have you had them for? Like, what year? You know, it would be just cool to know, and owning them, like, they're beautiful. Thanks so much in advance. Pete. I'm thinking, okay, like I'm gonna make a longer video about these, and maybe I'll get some other things, and we'll thread together like a vintage kind of theme of things that are old, aren't necessarily useless, and you don't have to discard things if you don't have a use for them anymore. And I got a response like 5 minutes later, and I'm ready for this great story. And I open it up, and he says, I don't know, I just bought them on eBay and they didn't fit. It's just so deflated. But maybe there's some mystery in just never knowing. And I know that's a funny and completely random story to tell you about boots that Peter McKinnon bought on eBay, but hey, I didn't know we'd be here today either. So 3 pairs of boots, Iron Rangers, Picos, and your loggers. So these are for every day. These are for dressing up. Also a little bit of every day. These are for getting work done. Every day too, if you like having anvils on your feet, because they are very heavy. And that concludes my thoughts about boots. 2 Minute Tuesday might get weird. I will leave you with opening a piece of mail. As a lover of timepieces and a collector, we all felt that if there was any wrist in the world to have this piece on, it was yours. From your friend Damien and Earnshaw. If you guys don't know who Damien is, he's a creator, and you've probably seen his videos before where
It's Friday.
he does the let's get dressed.
So let's get dressed. We got a coupling, we got our collar pin for our shoes. And that's Friday.
I'm a fan, and I guess we're both fans of each other, and he sent me this watch. And I'm never gonna say no to a watch. Packaging on point, look at that. 2 little drawers. Ooh! Oh, he's got his initials on it. At 3 and 9 o'clock, this guy's got his initials on it. That is cool. What a nice gift. Gonna need to take a link out for sure. No stranger to that. Pull this bad boy up. Dude, that's sick. When your friend sends you a watch he made, that's cool. Thank you, Damien. Thank you for the gift. Thank you for today's mail time. Thank you for watching. Oh my gosh, that hurts so much. I have these big stupid rings on and I just hit them together. That was crazy. I might be exaggerating a little bit, but like that actually hurt. Yeah, it was quite a bit of exaggeration, but it hurt. That hurt. How do I gotta do that different? I gotta do that differently.